am doing fantastic, Gargi. Good evening.
Good
My
evening.
pleasure to join in
Awesome.
your show. I was really looking forward to interact with India's youngest coach. I was really looking forward to that.
Thank you so much. So, all of you, our guest is here. I would love for all of you to, just type in all the love emoticons so that we can share our love and power to her. And just the first question that I want to begin with you is that, what was that triggering point in your life which basically motivated you to start on this path to help many people out there, especially women, become digital entrepreneurs?
Absolutely, Gargi. I'll be sharing my story. Very good evening to each and every viewer who's live on Gargi's show. And yes, Gargi, when I talk about my story, so I'm born in a North Indian Marwari family, and ever since my childhood, I aspired to have a very flourishing corporate work life. So I always had that dreams of making it big to the corporate world and all. I started collecting newspaper articles of the then successful women like Kiran Majumdar Shaw, and there were many more. So I used to, look up to those women when I was a child going to school and all. But born in a Marwari North Indian family and, eldest of all the cousins. So my granddad had a vision that let's get married timely and all, but I had a different plan. I wanted to pursue my post graduation and then, taste the flavor of corporate life and all. So I kept insisting. We had many permutation combinations working that no, let me pursue my education. So then gradually, I could start my work life after my post graduation. I did my master's in marketing and advertising, and then I ventured into corporate life. Then finally, I agreed to get marriage, wedding bells, and all they rang. Then few years, I chose motherhood then. But all these years getting married and during my motherhood journey and all, there was something deep within me, kind of a voice that always kept me pondering that will I still have my work life? Or is my life now just confined to, being a mom role and forgetting and keeping aside my work life? But deep within, I knew that, this motherhood is just putting a comma to my work life, not a full stop to my work life, and I'm definitely going to bounce back. So then gradually, when my kids were little grown up, I could take them to I started with my entrepreneurship at that time when my child was some 2 years old. So they were different ventures, but the best part was that I could carry my child along with me. So I didn't wanted to have that guilt that I'm not around my kids during their formative years. Because as a mom, I felt that my kids need my time more as compared to my work life. So I ensured that, parallelly my kids are growing, let me have an entrepreneurship venture wherein my kids could accompany me. So that was my first venture, which was a mother toddler program. Then gradually I moved into a play zone venture with a vision of expansion and, upscaling my business. Then COVID hit and then gradually I shut down my business. So then I moved back to corporate. I'm still in corporate. But when I look back and I just analyze the whole story, my whole life, one thing came across to me very strongly. And it was that if I, as a woman, have been constantly thinking about my work life, even though I was thoroughly enjoying my motherhood, there are 100% many more women who want to make it big when it comes to their work life and who are passionate about making big in their work life, but somewhere the societal structure or the broken employment system that is there in tier 2 tier 3 cities wherein we don't have those workplaces which are women friendly in terms of getting their child to their workplaces and all. So I felt, I'm sure there are many more women who would be going through this experience and they withdraw from the work life, saying that no, now my life is just destined into the four walls of their home. Despite having talents, despite having a passion, they are not willing. And this is where I decided that no, their power, their strength, their talents should not go waste, and I need to be a wind under their wings. And that's where Joyous Women Hub came into existence, with the mission of empowering women to live a truly joyous life by being entrepreneurs, digital entrepreneurs specifically, in the domain of kids after school activities, wherein they can come up with the talents that they have and they can transfer it as a digital course to the students. That's my story, Gargi.
Awesome. I'm truly inspired from the way you have spoken. And like one of our members from IELTS also has written, strong dreams never dies. So it totally resonates
Absolutely.
with your story. And as our mentor Blair Singer always says that, when you find a gift inside you and you feel that, this is something I need to share it with the world. So it becomes your natural responsibility to share that gift. And so you are doing that. So thank you so much for being on this path.
This
And the next,
actually,
mhm.
this actually came in very naturally, Gargi, because every woman goes through a similar story, like born in a family, gets married, motherhood. So I was like, if I am experiencing this, 100% many women, not all, but specifically in tier 2, tier 3 cities, wherein there is this Marwari culture that daughter-in-laws are not supposed to work, or for that matter, even daughters of the good, well-to-do families, why are you supposed to work? What's the need to work, to put it that way? And the women withdraws that, no, now let me just raise my kids, that's my whole life. And why do you have to walk over your own dreams just because you have become a mom? No, that's just a part of you, not to complete you. So that's where I wanted the women to relive their own selves.
Yes, so you have correctly pointed out that before we play any role, as like being the woman, before you play any role, you are first a human, and a human has those dreams. So thank you so much for having that mission. My next question to you is that when you started yourself as a digital entrepreneur, what were the challenges that you faced? Because this journey is definitely not easy. It has many self doubts, procrastination. So, how did you deal with each of them?
When I started this Gargi, I had always been into corporates. And when it comes to corporate, it was more of, presentations, Excel sheets, email writing, presenting those presentations, being in the teams and all. And digital entrepreneurship was a ball game altogether. No doubt I had flavor of entrepreneurship because this is my third venture. So I have already been an entrepreneur, but those were not digital. They were not online. They were physical spaces wherein I was operating physically. People were interacting face to face. Digital entrepreneurship, when I started, as basic as recording a video, I mean, that used to be a challenge at initial point of time. I still remember when the mentor had given us a task wherein whoever, whatever form you are in, just go switch your cameras on and record a video, irrespective of it being 30 seconds. And I was like, man, I'm sitting in my sleepwear with my bun tied all, and he's asking us to go live, record. How is it possible? So that's where he told that, no, you have to get out of this shell. And then content, yes, I definitely knew my subject, that it is women who I want to help. So content per se, gradually, yes, it picked up, it got refined, it got structured. But coming onto camera, then, things like creating the digital products, building the community. So all these were little, then managing it parallelly with my corporate life. That was the biggest challenge. And as I told, I'm a mom of two. So managing my kids, my home. So there were multiple things. But yes, I was very much determined that no, if I have started, I am going to make it come what may. So, during my course of this learning and all the journey of learning, I had first taken up a learning and then I went into implementation and all. So there were few challenges which we were given with a time frame that within this time we have to submit that. And I remember my kids' vacations were going on. Now, two kids at home during their summertime just implies they're dancing on your head entire 24/7. Trust me, and I know you being a child, you can relate, your mom can relate more to what I'm speaking. So both of them at home with this deadline of submitting whatever the task was. So I used to enjoy during the day with them so that they don't feel that mama is not with us during our holidays. Evenings would be that, day would be my corporate, and early next day I used to get up like 4 5 ish, and then I used to prepare my all submissions and all. That's how this journey started, Gargi. And I'm still, harmoniously managing all of them, thoroughly enjoying the journey. Yes.
Awesome. So, thank you so much for mentioning these points because, a lot of people, whenever they want to do something, the first thing which they always tell is, I don't know how to find time for this. But through your, like the challenges that you shared, the one lesson I could get from your story is that if that matters to you, you will find time for it no matter what, either by waking up early or by sleeping late.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And see, in the end, we all have 24 hours only. I had a previous interview, I told the same thing. It's only 24 hours, whether it's our president, Dr. Draupadi Murmu, or me, or our house helps, or you. We all have 24 hours only. It's just the way we work, we, schedule our day, we line up our tasks, that everything. I know when a mom would be listening to this, she would be like, oh, camera pe aake bolna is all easy and all. But no, trust me, whoever is listening this, I have been on the other side and I am managing all these roles. So when I am saying this is from my heart, and I want to convey you, dear women, if you want to do it, do not stop motherhood from stopping it to you. I mean, if you want to be a digital entrepreneur from the comfort of your home, you do have time. जब बच्चे स्कूल जाते हैं, आपके पास 3 से 4 आवर्स आराम से होते हैं कि आप उस टाइम को यूटिलाइज करें. Don't go and switch on to Netflix one series after the other. Course करो, learn करो, implement करो, and grow your business. You can make it happen.
Amazing. Truly, I agree with you, Gauri ma'am. She is saying that you are truly inspiring for the working mothers. Amazing. So my next question to you is, how do you find time for self-love? And what's your definition for self-love? Because one of the things which I feel is that women, they are playing so many roles in their lives that one of the things they are doing is they are neglecting themselves. So how can they reconnect back with the person they are, and how can they find time for self-care?
Gargi, see, my core word is joy. If you see, it's Joyous Women Hub, it's Preeti Agarwal Joy. So joy is my core, is what I would say. And I always believe, women is that epicenter of the home of the family. And if that woman herself is not happy, how are other members going to be happy around her? And it is not a forced happiness. It has to come, like the way a flower blossoms. You have to be happy from your inner self. Now see, struggles, criticism, challenges, सबकी लाइफ में वो एक छोटा बच्चा होता है जो क्रॉल करना सीखता है, उसको भी प्रॉब्लम आता है, पर वो फिर गिरता है, फिर उठता है, फिर वापस ही स्टार्ट क्रॉलिंग. कोई एज्ड पर्सन है हु इज फाइटिंग हिज इलनेस, उनको भी ट्रबल है. तो लाइफ के आप किसी भी फेज में हो, स्ट्रगल्स, challenges are a part, but if you know that it is me, my own self, who is, I'm not saying the important thing, but at least important. So when you start loving yourself, it is where that miracles happen. आप खुद को ही निग्लेक्ट करो और आप सोचो घर वाले मेरा ध्यान रखें. अरे भाई, तुम खुद तो अपना ध्यान रख लो पहले. तुम घर के पीछे खुद को भूल के बैठे हो, नहीं भैया अब तो मैं मम्मी बन गई, सिर्फ बच्चों का ध्यान रखना है. तो हस्बैंड तुम्हारा ध्यान कैसे रखेगा जब तुम खुद ही अपना ध्यान नहीं रख रहे हो? तुम हस्बैंड के लिए तो अभी भी वाइफ हो ना, बच्चों की मम्मी बन गई. टेक योर ओन गुड केयर. As simple as that. And plus, the best way to do self-care is on a daily basis, because that is prime. I mean, I strongly believe आपको खुद के लिए वो टाइम निकालना is very important. Otherwise ना, रात तक तो आप वो ड्रिल मशीन हो जाते हो जिसको अगले दिन ऑयलिंग की जरूरत पड़ेगी, नहीं चल पाएगी वरना ना. So how I do it is, I have strategically planned out my day this ways that morning also I keep exclusive. Exclusive is absolute exclusive. Then no bacha, no husband, no family, no friends. It is me, myself, and even evening. Now, how I do it: morning when I start my day, meditation, gratitude writing, and my goal writing. These three things are for sure. बच्चों को स्कूल भेजा and I am on toes. I mean, this is the three things I do before even I start my day. उसके बिना I don't start my day. Considering the season, a walk is always fixed, half an hour walk. If it is summers, I prefer going morning. If it is little winter kind, I prefer going in the evening. So that's where my evening thing happens, a walk and plus an online Zumba thing. So this is exclusive self-love and bedtime se pehle a book reading. So these three schedules are there, come what may. I am supposed to do not disturb. I put that DND tag around to my kids that you're not supposed to come at this time. That's the easiest way I find to self-life. And that's on a daily basis. When it comes to weekly and monthly, I have different rituals, what I plan on a monthly and a weekly basis. So to share with the audience, this was on a smaller note on a daily basis.
Awesome. You are so disciplined and organized in your life. There is so much to learn from the way you are, tackling every role as well as playing a great role as a coach and a trainer. So, my next question to you, which I want.
One thing I missed on telling: when I go to sleep, I switch off my mobile data, my Wi-Fi. So अगर आपने भी मैसेज भेजा होगा वो मुझे सुबह डिलीवर हुआ था, डिड नॉट गेट डिलीवर रात को. आई स्विच ऑफ माय मोबाइल डेटा बिकॉज वो बीप बीप टक 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 हैपेंस, मोबाइल साइड में है, एंड देन अर्ली मॉर्निंग, दैट इज अगेन अनदर सेल्फ लव. आई डोंट टच माय मोबाइल द फर्स्ट थिंग. आई स्ट्रिक्टली फॉलो दिस इज माय पार्ट ऑफ सेल्फ लव, बिकॉज उठते ही दुनिया के साथ कनेक्ट कर लोगे फोन उठा के, तो खुद से कब कनेक्ट करोगे? दुनिया से पहले तो आप खुद हो ना. खुद को तो गुड मॉर्निंग बोल दो, वो गुड मॉर्निंग व्हाट्सएप दुनिया को बोलने के पहले. सो दैट्स हाउ आई डू इट.
Awesome. Thank you so much for explaining this point, because a lot of us, मैंने कई बार देखा है, I used to be that person but not now anymore. So whenever I used to wake up the first thing in the morning, I used to open and start checking messages, social media. But since I've been into this journey for a long time now, whenever I'm waking up, the first thing is reconnecting back to self and then checking in with the world. Awesome. My next question to you is, everybody does not have supportive families. And those women who want to do something but their family is not supportive. So how can they, sometimes it also demotivates the person that nobody is understanding me. So in those situations, how can someone actually start and be self-motivated?
This question, Gargi, I can thoroughly relate to. And when I say this, I genuinely mean it, because when I shared my story with the viewers, I clearly mentioned that I am born in a Marwari family, settled in a Marwari family from a North Indian city, a tier 2 city. All these specifications clearly outline that, if not to that extent of tier 1, these cities are yet not, they are open, no doubt. When I started my journey some 15 years back, it is that point of time when I'm talking about, that time things were very different. And it was always understood that why do you want to work? That notion was there. I mean, that acceptance of women being in workforce, that was missing. And I have gone through that phase. No doubt my families had always been supportive. But a mom herself start questioning कि नहीं यार, अगर मैं ऑफिस जाऊंगी ना तो बच्चों का क्वालिटी टाइम खराब हो जाएगा, बच्चों की अपब्रिंगिंग खराब हो जाएंगी. वो एक एज अ मॉम इट इज नेचुरल टू हर टू फील दैट गिल्टी कि नहीं, अगर मैं ऑफिस जा रही हूँ मेरे बच्चे का क्या हो रहा, खाना कैसे खाएगा, पढ़ाई कैसे करेगा. सो मॉम्स हैव दैट. बट इट इज एक लाइन आपको ड्रॉ करनी पड़ती है कि आफ्टर दिस टाइम आई एम अवेलेबल ओनली फॉर माई फैमिली. बी इट you working from home, be it you going out, because in a remote job also I have seen many women struggling कि घर पे से काम कर रहे हैं तो 9-10 बजे भी मेल आ रहा है and they are supposed to revert. No, you need to draw that line. If I'm working from home doesn't mean I'm 24 an employee, 24 hours an employee. I am a wife, I am a mom also. So that women has to draw a line. And when it comes to, as your question was, facing the differences of the family members around discouragements, no encouragement, no motivation. See, one is you need to bring them to your own page. You need to make on the same grounds, you need to make them understand what it means to you when you're working. And ऐसा नहीं है कि फैमिली समझती नहीं है, आपने शायद वो समझाने की कोशिश करना होता है कि दिस इज व्हाई आई वांट टू डू इट. एंड फैमिलीज मना कब करेंगी? जब उनको लगेगा कि आप शायद रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फुलफिल नहीं कर पा रहे. बट अगर आप अश्योर करो कि दिस मीन्स अ लॉट टू यू, दिस इज योर ड्रीम, यू वांट टू डू इट, एंड प्लस by fulfilling my dream, I'm not withdrawing from my responsibilities of a wife, of a homemaker, of a mom. Why will your families not support you? अच्छा है ना, 4 रुपए ज्यादा घर में आ जाएंगे, किसको बुरे लगेंगे? किसी को भी नहीं बुरे लगेंगे. बट हाँ, फिर उसमें ये होना चाहिए कि दैट इन दैट केस आप एकदम ऐसा ना हो जाओ कि यू फॉरगेट योर फैमिली. बिकॉज any individual has both the sides, a masculine energy and a feminine energy. अगर आप अपनी masculine side को fulfill कर रहे हो by fulfilling your aspirations, by earning money, don't forget your feminine version also. You are the caregiver, you are the love giver, you are the nourishing ground of your family in the end. So in the end harmony लाना ही पड़ेगा, तभी आगे कुछ हो पाएगा. That's all.
Awesome. So it's like keeping a balance between yin and yang energy. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. And my last question to you is like, before even I ask, the last question, let's say somebody wants to connect with you and they want to join any of your workshop or programs, like what's the step that they need to take?
See, the very simple step is there's a link in my bio, and that link is regarding my webinar, wherein I tell women how can they start even from the scratch, from that point कि मेरे को पता ही नहीं है कि मुझे डिजिटल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप किस चीज में करनी है. So from that very root we start, we help them identify that what is that one thing जिसको कि वो rotate, revolve करके they can evolve themselves and become a digital entrepreneur in less than 90 days and start earning. From that very first step we start, then we build digital communities, digital courses, and then we get into autopilot sales and all. So yes, it's a lot of homework that goes at the back end, because women have multiple challenges, their mindsets keeps blocking them, technology blocks them. Oh, I am not good at this, I don't know this, I don't have time. बहुत सारा पीछे homework करना पड़ता है, उनको ये बताना पड़ता है कि why should you be doing it. So once we get into the webinar, this is on top that we discuss. Post that we have one-to-one clarity calls, wherein, every woman has a different set of challenges. She has different sets of aspirations, different obstacles which she goes through. So that is a customized thing that we discuss on a one-to-one level. And bas uske baad come into our community, we go on this journey of living a joyous life together. That's how once they enter our community, they have many women each other who support each other, because that's where the real game begins of, helping each other, asking for help, giving help. That's whole process, Gargi.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So all of you and to the ones who are going to watch it later, your job is to first let us know in the comments below what were your key takeaways, because she has shared, like a whole picture and a, film that she's creating in her own world. And the second thing I would love for you to do is follow her on Instagram and do register for the workshop, because right now this was not even a trailer, I would call, because the whole world and the whole revolution is building up in the backside. So I would love you to take those steps. And the last question which I want to ask is, all of all the golden nuggets that you have shared, any last message for all of us who are watching this?
I have my own slogan, Gargi, which says, "सोचेंगे तो definitely होगा." which is if you think it will happen, now it holds for both the things. अगर आप कुछ पॉजिटिव अच्छा करने का सोचोगे तो वो डेफिनेटली होगा, और अगर आप कुछ नेगेटिव सोचोगे, हाय राम टाइम नहीं है, ये है वो है मैं तो कर ही नहीं सकती, तो आप नहीं कर पाओगे. सो वो दोनों चीजों में अप्लाई होता है. सोचेंगे तो डेफिनेटली होगा. थिंक एंड इट विल हैपन. दैट्स द गोल्डन नगेट.
Awesome. So the only slogan which I want all of you to go right now and take action is whatever you are thinking, don't overthink on it, because that's when the problem starts happening. Just think about it, visualize about it, and without taking action, you cannot do anything. So also take action, and thank you so much for being here on the show. It was such an honor and a pleasure to have you, and thank you for the mission that you are on.
Same. It is indeed a pleasure interacting with, as I told you, India's youngest coach. And my warm wishes to you on your website launch. May God bless you with ample opportunities and prosperity your way. God bless you, Gargi, for the mission that you are on. God bless you. And yes, it was my pleasure to be on your show.
Amazing. Thank you, everyone. See you all in next few lives. Bye bye.